Hello everyone, hope you've been well, and I really missed posting videos on this channel. It has been such a long time. This is because I've been busy. I was in my home country during the holidays and for Christmas and New Year's, and now that I'm back, I'm glad to create more videos showing my artwork, my art process, some inspirational content from museum visits, and in general my art journey here in the Netherlands. As I might have mentioned before, I'm not sure if I did or not, I live in a city called, it's like a town by the west side of Amsterdam. It's called Diemen. Diemen means by the water, or something related to water and river. That's the origin of the word. I actually looked it up online last week. And we are 12 minutes by car to the center of Amsterdam, so it's a great area to live in because it's not overcrowded, but at the same time it's very close to the center of Amsterdam and to all the beautiful attractions and museums. I am really happy that you joined me here on this video, and your support means a lot to me. We actually don't have many friends and family here in the Netherlands. There is one friend of mine who moved here last year with his wife, but they live on the very other, east side, so we don't live that close to each other, so I don't get to see them a lot. And but this way, by sharing content on YouTube, I think I'll be able to connect also with more people online, now that almost the world feels like one big country with all these online platforms. We certainly feel that these boundaries are not existing anymore. So yeah, sharing this kind of content helps me also focus on my art journey, so I'm really grateful for that, and I hope that you'll enjoy the rest of the video. So just continuing on what we started the video with, I would like to update you on some artwork that I've been working on. Last year I was working on the monthly illustrations for the new moon and the full moon. I'm going to show you some of them. So as you might have known if you followed me for some time on Instagram, I used to create lunar calendars. So I created a calendar a few years back, and it featured illustrations, and these illustrations symbolize the full moon and the new moon, along with the astrological sign that they are in. So for example, for January, if you follow me on Instagram, I posted already the January one, the January drawing. The new moon happened in Capricorn, so that's why we have the Capricorn symbol here. The astrological sign, I illustrated it as a mermaid almost, with the Capricorn symbol on the head. And the full moon, which actually today is Friday, so yesterday, Thursday 25, we had the full moon, and it was in Leo. And there was something about the planetary events, about Pluto, or the planetary events, and I tried to illustrate that with the planet and its ring. These are monthly illustrations that I do, and back then when I created the calendar, I used each illustration for each month. So for example, this year, this one is for March 2024. You will see it in March on my Instagram when I posted, and like that I created so many other illustrations. So this year I did not create the calendar, but if you'd like let's say your birthday is on a certain month and you'd like, or your friend's birthday is on a certain month and you would love to gift them this print framed, you can receive it as an A4 framed, or you can also receive it as an A5 framed version, and it will be framed and printed, not the originals. The originals I'm keeping for now. And yeah, so if you'd like to see them, stay tuned on my Instagram page. Every month I share an illustration, and actually I love this paper that I'm using. It's the Fabriano paper, but I love it because it's 300 grams, so it's white and 300 grams, so it's really good for ink drawings. I got it here in Amsterdam from an art supplies shop called Van Beek Art Supplies. I link their shop and their online website. You can also order online in the description below. I love the products that they have, and they have a wide range of prices, so you don't have to have a big budget to purchase stuff from them. Once I moved to Diemen, to Amsterdam, I joined an art club called Kunsten Diemen, which is the art association in Diemen, and they do a lot of activities with the municipality of Diemen. Being part of this association helps me build more connections with artists in the region here and get really committed to my art and make sure that I keep on using this gift and not taking it for granted. So as part of the events of the art club, I got invited yesterday to an exhibition in the municipality here for artist Rien Verschuur. Actually, he's an artist who was born in the 1940s, but unfortunately he passed away to cancer in 2020. And it's nice of the art club and the municipality that they did an exhibition to showcase his work. This is him in the picture, and his style is very much similar to, it reminded me of Picasso because he uses a lot of geometric, let me see if it's gonna focus. He uses a lot of geometric lines, and it's kind of like he deconstructs the image, and he uses a lot of sacred geometry, triangles, circles, cut through images, and lots of colors. So these are two postcards that I got from the event. His artwork is very, very colorful. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2020. If you're interested in checking more of his work, his name is Rien Verschuur, and his website, I'll link it also down. He has a website where he showcases his work. Being part of the Kunsten Diemen Art Association, I was also invited to participate in the Diemen Art Prize, which is an initiative done by the association in partnership, of course, with the municipality of Diemen. And this is going to be the first time for me to participate in such a prize here in Diemen. So I am not joining it or submitting an artwork just for the sake of the competition or to win, but I'm just showing up for the opportunity and submitting an artwork. We are supposed to send a picture of the artwork by the end of February at the latest, so I hope I'll make it till then, because most of the artwork that I have are back home in my country and they are not with me. So I think for this opportunity I will be creating something from scratch. The submitted artworks will be published in the Diemen newspaper, so in the town's monthly newspaper. By order of submission they will appear, of course, so I'll keep you posted on that. I'm thinking of doing a drawing, so most probably I'll be ordering some really good quality paper online and just using my hands and some pencils, some ink, and just drawing instead of painting, because I find that my style shows more and reveals itself more using the drawing technique. Choosing process over perfection. This is how I like to call it. So what's been keeping me from posting content online, sharing my work, my journey and my process, has often been this seeking to be perfect or to perfect what I'm trying to deliver. And with the new year starting, I decided to drop all kinds of imperfections and to embrace imperfection and to embrace process. So from now on, you will maybe see me sharing things that are not perfect. Like this video is not going to be, I think, edited perfectly, but at least it'll send across a message. So whatever area in your life that you feel you are putting on hold and waiting for either time to, like the perfect time, or you to be in a perfect state, or the perfect budget, or the perfect, I don't know, whatever it is, the perfect artwork, or the perfect idea to implement something, or the perfect, it could be anything, you know, you can apply this to whatever field of work you are involved in. If you are waiting for the perfect time, you'll just waste more and more time. And by the time you share it, you would have wasted a lot of opportunities to share even more. And I'm not talking only about social media. Again, this applies to relationships, to work, to creativity. Even if you're like, you work in finance, it has nothing to do with just the creative work. So choosing to put yourself out there, even if it's not in the most perfect way, and choosing to jump into action instead of staying in, I want to create this, I want to do this, but then not taking action because you're waiting for the perfect outcome or timing. So like that, I feel that more and more you will see some imperfections on this channel and on Instagram, and I hope you will embrace this with me as well, because this is part of the journey. And yeah, let me know what you think about that, and let me know if you feel there are areas in your life where you've embraced perfection too much and it has limited you somehow. Also, an update on Instagram and on YouTube. If you noticed, I changed the name of the channel and the name of whatever I'm presenting here to Hanan's Art Flow instead of Prime and Flow. Prime and Flow will remain as a product that I've created, and something that is really close to me, which are the calendars and the journals that I've created. They are all under Prime and Flow, so everything related to the moon that I'm creating, lunar calendar, lunar journal, will be under Prime and Flow. But in general, this business or this art platform is going to be known as Hanan's Art Flow, and this is why I changed the name of the channel and the Instagram handle as well. So in case you follow me on Instagram as well and you got confused, this is my explanation. Yeah, so now I'll get to ordering the paper for the drawing that I need to prepare for the art prize of Demon. And yeah, I'll take you through with me. So here you can see the website of Van Beek Art Supplies. I love this shop, and this is the type of paper that I'll be picking. It's affordable, it's white, and 300 grams, this is most important. And then I'm thinking of getting this big frame from IKEA, so I can hang the sheet in it. It's a poster frame, and this way I can display it. Yeah, I think this will work, so I'll go ahead and purchase this one. So I just purchased the cardboard paper. I hope it'll be as I expected. I should be receiving it in the next, I think, 2 to 4 days. Now I need to get back to my design business. As you know, I also registered myself here in the Netherlands as a sole proprietor, which means I have, it's like being a solopreneur. So I can't employ people yet or hire people, but I have my own independent business. And the business is not just for the arts. I also do visual design and service design, because professionally this is what I'm experienced in. Art has always been on the side, but it's been more of a passion than an actual job. my work has always involved graphic design. This is where I make my income. So since I registered in the Netherlands, I am trying to reach out to potential clients, and I am pitching for projects. And whenever there's a possibility for a tender request online, I apply for it. And now there's a really good opportunity for an international organization. I won't mention their name now, but hopefully if they become a client of mine or we collaborate together, I will share more about them. And I'm applying now to the project, so fingers crossed. Hope I will be able to collaborate with them. It's a design and content creation type of consultancy work, and this is somehow what I do. I do help with the graphic design, layout, digital design, social media design, and all of that. And I work on consultancy. I work basically as a consultant and within consultancy contracts. So I also launched my new website for this. I will link it down also if you would like to take a look at it, or if you know someone in the Netherlands who needs design work. I would be grateful if you share my website with them. Whatever I generate as income from my design work helps me to put it back in my artwork, because I haven't really kicked off my artwork in terms of income generating as a business. Whatever I make from design, I try to invest it back in my art. So they go together. Yeah, I'll share my website again and hope you'll be able to have a look at it. Hi everyone, once again. So since yesterday was a full moon, I thought I would share with you a full moon exercise that you could do. Now this is the lunar journal or planner that I created, and I tend to use it on the new moon, and on the full moon I also journal in it, and sometimes I use it as a weekly planner. Now, there's a spread in this journal which is called End of Month Reflection. And in this spread, you can use it actually to write in it at the end of the month. And you can also use it on the full moon, because it can be a time to release patterns or things in your life that you wish to release. And there's a self-care check-in boxes. You can see them, where you can write, like you can just write your self-care check-in. You can write emotionally and mentally how you feel at the end of that month. Now that, for example, we're approaching the end of January. Also, there's a box for writing where you are spiritually, physically, financially, etc. So it's a nice spread to help you really to do a self-audit on your state. And there's a space also for you to kind of write your monthly reflections. And there is also another thing that you can do on a full moon. So you know that with this journal, there's a spread where you can write your intentions on the new moon, or things that you wish to create or manifest. And we do this usually on the new moon. But on the full moon, there's another let's say a practice or ritual that we can do, which is you write on a paper, like sometimes you can use the monthly reflection paper, end of month reflection, and you can write on that page whatever you want to let go of: situations, people, places, patterns, internal things that you want to change with yourself, anything that you would like to let go of, maybe limiting beliefs, emotions, things that that are putting you back. So you write them down, and you take this paper, and it's good to do it on a full moon day. So yesterday, for example, January 25 was full moon, but you could do it for the next 72 hours. So you could do it today as well, the day after the new moon, the full moon, or the day before the full moon as well. So you write on this piece of paper whatever you want to release, and then you, let's say, burn some incense, burn sage in the room that you're sitting in after you write. And then you do some meditation, if you know some meditation that calms you. If you're not used to doing meditation, you can simply breathe, focus on your breath, breathe in and out for a few minutes. And after that, if more things come up, you can write them down. And then you take this paper and you burn it safely, of course, if you're indoor, like burn it over a sink or in a chimney or in a small, pot, somewhere where you can throw the ashes, like, and somewhere that's safe. Or you could burn it outside also, as long as it's safe. Just make sure that you do it safely. And once the paper is burning, you start watching how these fumes or this flame is burning away things that are limiting you. And you just keep looking at that until the entire paper burns. And I find that this practice is very visual and very strong. And if you do it on a monthly basis, it's really beneficial. So on the new moon, you set your intentions, and 2 weeks after that, on the full moon, you release whatever is blocking you from realizing these intentions. So I thought I would share with you this full moon practice. It's very simple. And in the next videos, I'll share also more things that you could do on a full moon to celebrate on your own or with a group of friends. So I wanted to show you here what I'm thinking of doing for the artwork that I'm submitting to the art prize in Diemen, to the municipality competition. I'm not really competing, I'm just like doing an artwork, and I really don't mind if I win or lose. That's not the point. The point is just creating something and showing up for the art. So I did like certain imaginary and landscape magical type of drawing. It's not finished yet, of course. I got inspired by the flowers. Let me show you some flowers some scenes and flowers that I saw when I visited Kukinov Gardens last year. And these are the plants and flowers that I found really inspiring and so pretty and colorful. This is just a random photo. That's not part of it, but so basically I'm trying to take some of the flower shapes and trees and actually illustrate them here. As you can see, these are more realistic. Then I'll start filling them in the style that I usually fill in. And then in the background, I'm thinking of doing something a bit more abstract, like the style that I usually draw with. So it'll be a mix of real and unreal. So I'm trying to give it a magical feel, something that's whimsical a bit, not very, not like you just saw a flower and you're drawing it exactly as it is, something a bit more intuitive. And I'll keep you posted on how it looks like. Just wanted to show you here how I'm filling these petals in. It's just, sometimes it's random, sometimes it's like more aligned, like this one. Not sure if it's clear. Now it's clear. So sometimes with more lines, sometimes it's a bit more random. And it's such a meditative process. I find that whenever I draw something related to nature or just intuitive drawings without thinking, when drawings just, shapes and forms just flow, I find it very meditative, and somehow thoughts just stop and you're only focused on the shape that you're trying to reveal on the paper. Yeah, that's how it is. So as I'm continuing the drawing here, I thought I'll just share with you something that I was thinking about. You know how resolutions are made on New Year's, like earlier this month. Today is the last day of the month, but earlier in January, with January 1 or even before, we are expected, not expected, but it's like a common practice for everyone to set resolutions and follow through, and maybe a lot of us don't end up following through with them. Towards the mid of the year, we notice that, there's this resolution that we forgot about, or it's that time when we're all celebrating a new year and somehow resolutions seem realistic to make during that time. But in fact, if you follow the wheel of nature, wheel of the year, it's nature's way of telling us things if we listen to it. When in fact, this time, which is end of December, beginning January, and even all throughout January until maybe the end of February, beginning of March, it's actually a time when nature is in deep, deep hibernation, and nature itself is resting. You can't really grow any plants in that time. You can maybe plant some seeds or plan your garden, but you can't really see any results. So I just find it odd that during this time we set resolutions, when in fact resolutions should be set if you're in tune with nature in the beginning of the spring. That's a more conducive time, I think, because that's when seeds start to bloom and flowers start to bloom. So you have this natural assistance from nature. Maybe towards the end of February or the beginning week of March, first week of March, is a better time to set new resolutions versus January 1 or December. And I think this practice of setting them during this time and not committing to them, and then we kind of have this negative dialogue with ourselves and feel bad and guilty about not committing to the resolutions. It's not about us. It's generally in nature, and that's how life works. It's not the time to set any fixed resolutions. Nature is resting, and so we must also rest. The sun rises a bit later. Everything in nature is cold and dry and simply hibernating. So why do we expect that we must set resolutions and go about like we are being superhumans at that time, when in fact it's a time that's very conducive for resting, maybe aspiring or dreaming of some things, creating vision boards, but not really so actively setting schedules and tough goals that we want to achieve, and It's just a time of resting, meditating, conserving energy, eating nutritious food, just mimicking nature. And I think this is very important. So it's good to mention also that this week we have on February 2, on Friday, Imbolc. Imbolc is actually one of the festivals on the eight festivals on the Wheel of the Year. I'm not sure if you like to celebrate this or you enjoy knowing about the Wheel of the Year. I used to post about this a lot on Instagram for the 8 holidays on the Wheel of the Year. Each time I would post something. So the first one was Yule, which is modern day Christmas, and we already celebrated this in December. Now this week on February 2, which is a Friday, we celebrate Imbolc, which is the second festival on the Wheel of the Year. The Wheel of the Year is basically celebrating nature's changing seasons, and traditionally it was really followed in the ancient Celtic cultures, also the Irish cultures, you know, during that time in Europe, and still during also the pagan times it was celebrated, and still till today many traditions have been taken from the Wheel of the Year festivities and were placed in other types of festivities. In one of my previous newsletters that I've sent to those who have subscribed, now I stopped sending out newsletters, but one of the newsletters that I sent at that time explained a bit about Imbolc, so I'm gonna just tell you about it from there. And so Imbolc, actually the word means in the belly of the mother, which means that something is being birthed, which is going to be the spring, the birth and the blooming of nature in the spring, but it starts from now. And during this day we celebrate the recovery of the goddess as in nature. We refer to nature as the goddess, and we start welcoming the first wave of spring. Now you might find it weird that we're welcoming the first wave of spring now in February when it's really cold in most parts of the world, especially here in the Netherlands. Like today I was out and it was like 7 degrees or 6 degrees. It is cold, but we do start to feel the shift in the energy during this time. We start to feel that slowly but surely the sun is making a small return. Things are getting a bit warmer despite the cold. So the energy that this festival brings is that of the returning sun, which represents both feminine and masculine energies, represented by the father sun, which dominates the masculine quality, bringing growth and renewal to the earth, nature, which dominates the female quality. And Imbolc usually is celebrated on February 2, but it's held about halfway between winter solstice and the spring equinox. So if you do the math, you'll see that on February 2 you'll be somehow between the winter solstice that we celebrated last few months in December, and the spring equinox, which we will celebrate in a few months. So this holiday, Imbolc, is associated with the goddess Bridget, who is the goddess of fertility, poetry. She's very known for poetry, and she's inspirational in that sense, and healing. Now, there's a certain chant that is known to Imbolc because goddess Bridget is known for poetry. There's a common pagan Imbolc chant which goes like, "Old man winter, it's time to go. Take with you these piles of snow. Melt, snow melt, spring will soon return. A flame, a fire, all the warmth it brings. Melt it now, melt the snow. Cold be gone, welcome back the spring." And this is the chant that usually during these festivities they used to chant in ancient Celtic cultures. So how can you, if you want to celebrate, you can celebrate either by wearing the colors of the season or decorating. If you have a small space, an outer space or just any small space that you have in the house where you can place some items on it. You can burn incense, you can burn a candle, you can get like this candle, I got it just today. You can get an orange, yellow or gold candle. I got it circular because it reminded me of the Earth, the planet. So you can get any shape of candle and you can burn it on Friday or over the weekend, every day, and you can wear the color of this festival, which is all about the fiery, but also the cold, but also the warmth. So you could wear like blues, or you could wear oranges or yellows or red orange type of colors. And you can also celebrate by, we said, burning incense, burning a candle. Usually some people would put Bridget's cross, because Bridget is known for a certain cross that is made of tweeds and leaves and sticks that you can collect from nature. Also go for a walk in nature. That would be a good way to celebrate. So this is just in brief. You can also put like on the altar where you're putting the candles, anything that will remind you of any artwork or image or picture. Could be of you, could be a picture that you've drawn, or could be a picture that's a frame that you found somewhere, person that represents the sun. So for me, I would put this drawing that I did with colored pencils, and it shows like the sun rising, and it symbolizes for me like the return of the sun. This is actually titled The Journey. So let's say it's the journey towards the sun that's coming again in the spring, and this is what I would place on the altar along with orangey yellowish candle. So you can celebrate Imbolc like that, and it is a very inspirational season, because it reminds us that no matter what passed in our life, we can always seek renewal, we can always seek rebirth, and whatever happens, things will always get better, and eventually spring will come. So this is also the lesson of Imbolc. So thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I'm glad that you are on this journey with me, and I hope that this brings you some inspiration. Also, don't forget to click the bell button to be notified when I post a video. I hope I'll be able to post more often, and definitely more than before, to keep you posted on the artwork that I'm creating. And have a lovely rest of the day.